feel like by now you guys should be able to just like see this side of the door and know exactly what it's for, right?
I just want to see if they know.
I'm sure they can figure out what it is.
What do you think this door is?
I mean,
what door is it?
I don't know. I'm sure they can guess what door it is. I mean,
yes? No?
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's...
Somebody? Anybody?
Anybody know what door this is? I mean, you know.
Why are you killing it?
What's up, Danny? Anyways, today, as you guessed it, we're working on an F-150 with the Unleashed system. Whoa! Will the foam help my door panel? Yeah. So we'll talk about this door in a minute and what we got going on with it. But this is the Unleashed system, which is Ford's most advanced system that they've built so far in these, and it sounds like total crap. And that's just how it is. It's well, but always good to see you. Good to see you, Victor. So let's take a look and see what they put in this from the factory. Cool thing is 6x9, 2.5 in the dash, tweeter in the side. So we get a true three-way set finally in an F-150. Center channels just like always. But then they do these speakers up here, and then there's more speakers in the headrests. There's a coaxial 6.5 back here, and then I think there's more speakers up here. I'm not sure. I don't know if they do the Dodge. It might just be those. Either way, there's a ton of speakers, and then they do the new rugby ball subwoofer that goes behind the seat here that vents out to the back of the car, so it's a free air subwoofer. Smaller amplifier than they've used in the past because they're using the radio power to power some of the speakers as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. Headrest speakers, yeah, right here. Yeah, that's them. VO, but yeah, just like the old Miata, we got two speakers here and here. But everyone that comes in, we always get the same thing. It's like, it's like this is the worst sounding truck I've ever been in, and it's like it's pretty crazy considering how much they've put into this. Planning to go to Disney World for New Year's. Good Lord, it's expensive. Yeah. Good luck with that. Big touchscreen, super sexy. Love the touchscreen. The cool thing is to get to where we need to, you pop this trim ring off here. The radio actually doesn't have to do anything. You just pop this trim ring, 4 screws in the top. You can get right to the radio. 4 more screws underneath that, or 8 more screws. Just a lot of screws, but you don't have to take any of this apart to get to it, which is really nice. These are a pain because it's real shallow because they use a neo magnet. So we have to do some modification to make the hole a little bigger. So we're putting a set of the Flax 3-ways in this. So these guys right here, 3-ways, coaxial Flax in the rear. And this is that rear speaker I was talking about. So it's like it's a coaxial, so which is cool. And it is, yep, it's a coaxial. But so here's the front speaker. And what they do is they just cut out enough room to fit this magnet and this piece, and that's it. As you can see, it's fairly wimpy. So when this thing goes bad, it sucks. Either way, we have these Focal Flax that are going to go up in there, so we have to make it, see how this doesn't have, it has a real butt, so we have to make a little bit of room to get these in there. And there's a method to this that makes some sense. So this is the bracket that we made, and normally a bracket would sit like this, but as you can see the acrylic. We do a lot of back mounting now, it seems like, and so this bracket is designed to sit upside down like this. As you can see, it has that little stepped area there, which is that, and what that is designed to do is keep this speaker as flat as possible in the dash. If we put it like this, it would sit up another 1/8 of an inch, which we don't want it to do. We want it to keep it nice and low because the dash piece has to go in there. So that step bracket and that foam is designed so it can sit in from the top screw into place, and then it'll go right on top. And that's why there's just that little big piece of foam on there. But we get to keep the travel of the mid-range. Do you sell the brackets for the dash speakers? No, we don't sell any brackets right now. But anyway, so this will go in there. This was a test. I had to change the hole pattern, these holes. I had to twist the speaker a little bit more because these nuts were getting in the way. So now it does that. And so what happens is you just bring it up into here, line up the little pins for the factory speakers, and there you go. It sits right in there, and then the cover goes right over the top of it, and everything is spectacular. Woo, yeah. So that was a flashlight. That was the first hurdle to get over. The second was the door speaker. We've done tons of these. It's the same 6x9 that they've been using. Nothing special there, but always we want to just improve, maybe come up with new ideas, make things a little bit easier for installation, and just, I don't know, do a nicer job. So this is the new 6x9 bracket that we came up with for this. So this uses a piece of 1 inch that was milled down to add in this lip here, and then a second piece of 1/2 inch on the bottom. So it's a 1.5 inch spacer. But what that did is that moved that speaker up. See how thick this guy is. So it moves that speaker up more and then adds that hard ring to it. So as you can see, it's inset, which is cool. And then we just need a little bit of foam on the front here, just a little, to connect to the door. Factory screws go back in, factory hole filled it in. There we go. And so that is your Focal Flax mid-range mounted into place. Nice solid bracket, lots of sound treatment. And then the door panel itself, which is where we spent a lot of our time, is adding a full sheet of roadkill to this. So this is all up in here, as well as putting that back on. So this should be super, sorry about that. That should be super quiet. Same thing's gonna happen on the rear door. The rear door, however, and this is where you've seen it on the Mustangs, the new Bronco. So this is skinnier than the speakers used to be. And when you use the brackets that are currently available, it moves that speaker out a lot because these speakers are thick. And so we need to go down to a 1/2 inch bracket. So we made this 1/2 inch bracket to mount the rear speaker in the door. It's 2 pieces of 1/4 inch routed out there, and when you add in the speaker, which is almost 1/4 of an inch in itself, you have this guy right here. There again, more foam onto the front, just because we just need a little bit, just a little. As you can see, there's about a 1/2 inch there, and that's it. Bolts into place, factory bolts. Everything is awesome. Sound treatment on this. He hasn't finished the door panel yet on this one, so that'll be next. But there you go, there's the rear speaker. The last speaker that I haven't even taken a look at yet is the tweeter. That'll be this guy right here, lunch. So I have to do that next. I have to get to this out. I needed the laser for a second, building a Christmas tree. And speaking of Christmas tree, have you guys seen the Christmas tree? Ooh, it's the new Rockford Christmas tree. It lights up and everything. Jensen used to make the style of 6x9 with the floating tweeter. Yeah. Rockford did too. I don't know if they still do. Yep. Jensen triaxial 6x9s. Do you add sound treatment inside the door behind the speaker? Yeah. So we removed the vapor barrier that was on here. So this gets removed, and then you can't tell, but yes, there's all strips of black sound treatment in behind the speaker. So you got that nice, and then you listen to something like over here that isn't. Yeah, so, but yeah, no, gotta add it. You don't need to go crazy, because keep in mind, it's a 6.5. It's probably not going to rattle all the way over to here. It's not going to move. So just make this, you know, when you make what you're mounting to super rigid, beautiful thing. Beautiful thing for sure. So as I was saying, next is going to be the tweeters. Now to power this thing, I'll wait and tell you what we're going to power this with tomorrow. If you are looking to do one of these F-150s, the amp rack is the same. So if you've built an amp rack before, you want to buy an amp rack, the amp rack that everybody sells is still the same amp rack. It bolts right into place. So we're going to use our amp rack, put it in, make it look all nice and sexy. That'll be later today. I'll get that knocked out. I have it sitting here waiting to be cut out. So I'll cut this out. This is going to be 1/4 inch ABS, nice and rigid, nice and thin. Some guys make it out of 1/2 inch. I'm not a fan. I like making it thinner so that it'll go into place. And so the one thing you got to keep in mind of on the higher end is this guy right here getting in the way. It takes up some room. You've seen us before. We've relocated this down, so it's sunken into the actual foam. Same with this plug here. But this is where the vent for the outside of the car is. So we cover that with a piece of plastic, and then we sound treatment that in. So it's nice and watertight. A couple screws that have to come out. There again, more sound treatment. These are sound treatment because we pull the screws out, so we put sound treatment over those. Make cool little circles to go over the top of them. And then these are where it'll bolt into place just like it did before. You guys always ask about A to B. This is A to B right here. If your Ford has this blue plug with this USB on it, this guy, this is your A to B right here. That's it. That's all it is. So we'll be integrating into this with the Amp Pro. Pretty cool. What's up, Lance? So that's what we have going on here. Now, don't forget, tonight we'll be live on YouTube and Facebook. Our normal Monday night show. We'll put links here in the next, I don't know, half hour. We'll get that link up. Hello, Harry. We'll get that all taken care of so that you guys can watch tonight and see what's going on. But that's it. Just another day at 5-Star working on an F-150. Unleashed. Ooh, yeah. You got anything, Fernando?
Yes, I got something.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. What is...
Hey guys, don't forget, this show, this 5 Minutes with 5-Star, is brought to you by MorelHiFi.com. And MorelHiFi.com always trying to give you something, you know, in return. For you to actually follow them and like them and all do all that stuff.
Where do you follow and like them?
Right now, they're going to do a giveaway.
Who's going to do a giveaway?
Morel is going to do a giveaway, but hang on.
Where do they find it, though?
So, here on Instagram,
there you go.
Have to go and follow them. Morel_America. The second thing you have to do is like and share the post. You see it? It's nice. It's a nice shirt. I really love that shirt. It's nice. The third one, it's comment you favor Morel memory.
Okay.
From the past or now. It doesn't matter. But that's what you have to do. You go into the post, click it, share it. Which one is your favorite thing from the past or from now? And you'll be entered to win a really nice Morel, I love it,
t-shirt.
Really nice t-shirt.
Great one.
Look at that.
Nice, yeah.
So, Morel_America, guys. Go follow them or check it out here. Check it out on MorelHiFi.com. There you go.
There you go. Also, it is Cyber Monday. Today is the last day. If you guys are looking to get yourself an iRTA2 and save $25, today is the last day to do it. So make sure to head over to DNF Tool Drawer where you can find your iRTA2 on sale still. $25 off. This will be the last day. This will be the last time it's on sale for a long time. So if you're thinking about doing it and you're putting it off, don't put it off any longer. All right, guys.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Okay, man.
You broke it? Do you need a screwdriver?
Do you have one?
Is it a Phillips?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
That's weird that you have one over here.
I know. Here.
Oh my God, you have one.
I know. I mean, I got a bitchin' set of tools.
Wow.
You know, I like my tools. I like these, by the way. These are awesome.
Wow.
I gotta get this set of screwdrivers. I have this set of screwdrivers at home.
No, dude, I saw some of
These
them.
are nice.
They are cool.
Yeah. No, but these just feel good. Like, I don't know. Plus, they're white, which I don't know why that's appealing, because they're just gonna get dirty.
Well,
but
you know, in faith, it's not white. It's not right.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that either. I don't. Okay. So these are insulated tip, by the way. If you're wondering why this is like this is so this doesn't short out as you're screwing something in. That's why I have these two here. Johnny, what's happening, my friend? Yes, we will be in Vegas for sure. We'll be in Vegas. We'll be at MasterTech. I'll be at CMA. You're gonna be there, I hope, because you got nominated for like top 5 sales guys. So congratulations on that.
That's awesome, man.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We'll be teaching a class there. It's called the 5-Star Way. It's a new class we're coming out with just for this trip to Knowledge Fest. They asked us.
The other way is not.
The other way just doesn't work. It hasn't worked. It hasn't worked yet. So we're doing a new class called the 5-Star Way. It's going to be a 2-part class. It's going to be a little different. Part of it is going to be sales, and part of it is going to be, so it's a cool class. The class is going to be how we got to where we are, I mean, doing this, and what it takes to be us. I don't know why anyone would want to do that, but it's there.
I mean, you can be me.
And then what that has sales-wise, how that translates out to paying the bill, so to speak. So, for example, like the Raptor that we have in the install bay that we're going to tell you guys about in a minute. I'm going to be there Saturday morning. I've got a Tool concert to go to in Dallas the Friday night. Oh, well, that's cool. That's cool. I don't know when our class is. I haven't even looked yet, but no, I can't wait to see you there. All right, hold on. Let me go back, make sure I didn't miss a good deal. I'll be there. Perfect. Hello, Bobby. Uncle Bobby B. The red, white, and blue America. What's a 6x9 that you can recommend that has good mid bass? I believe it or not.
6x9s, Virtus.
Yeah,
they have a good.
They don't have a good Virtus. They don't make Virtus in a 6x9. You're thinking of the level right below
what is
that. Yeah, it's the one it's the part that makes no sense. So Morel makes a 6x9-inch coaxial 2-way, has a tremendous amount of mid bass.
Yeah,
it's going to be your high watermark. If you're looking for something that is price conscious, in the Exelon line, Kenwood has the Exelon 6x9. It's also really nice. If you're wanting to not go 6x9, like you're thinking, I want to do like a 6.5, but a 6.5 is too small, Kenwood also makes the 7-inch in both a coaxial and a component, and they come with the 6x9 adapter in the box, so you can easily screw it into where a 6x9 goes. Anyway, so there you go. There's a couple options there. And then if another option would be Morel also makes the 8-inch. So the new 8-inch that's affordable, but then you have to make a bracket. Come on, you guys are great. Okay, you're welcome. I'd like to roll an Infinity like Fernando. Yeah, everybody needs a G35, right?
Totally.
Where do I put the foam? I already put butyl in outer door skin. I have another foam sound deadener sheet. Where would that make the most difference? The door card itself. So, for example, if we look at this Raptor right here that we just wrapped up, on the first day we showed you this, and with this off, we flip it over and go to town. Cover everything, cover your seams, make this more rigid. But yeah, this is what you want to cover this. Hell, you can even cover the inside of your A-pillar if you want to. But that's where
that plastic is the most important because that's what rattles.
Yeah, so we put each one of these has a whole sheet of sound treatment on them.
Yep.
With the foam, and it's really nice. It doesn't rattle. It sounds really good. Hello, gentlemen. What's up, Elias?
Hey, buddy.
Dean's favorite movie is Blue Beetle. Bro. Blue Beetle. Oh, where do I begin? I know where I begin. Thursday night on Hi-Fi Vegas channel. Or not even on his channel. Side Jag. We'll talk about Blue Beetle. Jesus, what a freaking joke. Ground Zero radioactive 6x9s are very bassy.
Yeah,
there you go. Elias there. Ken would be a killer 6x9 deal. Yes, it would be. Yep, Johnny. Thank you, Johnny.
For all the years.
Yeah, we'll be bringing my F-150 soon to you guys. Received the behind the seat enclosure from MTI. Can't wait. Oh, very nice. Actually, you have small amplifiers though. Gotta have small amplifiers because that's where the amplifiers normally go, and if you're not going to do that, then they have to move to underneath the seat, and the only area to put them is, see, this is, that box takes up that room, so now you have only this space here because normally there's a plastic rail right across here, so the amplifiers have to fit in this area here. There's no room underneath the seat, so to do that, the caveat is you have to have small amplifiers, and the amplifiers also have the wires that go out the ends, similar to these amplifiers, how these amplifiers have ends, so narrow and wires out the end. So amplifiers come to mind that do that. The kicker, yellow stripe ones, as well as if you're just higher end, Rockford has their Power series. And Moscone has the Atamos, and Helix has the M series. But yeah, you just have to make sure they'll fit in that area. Full baked potato. Oh yeah, sound treatment, full baked potato.
Let's go.
Make sure you mention to Paul you're a VIP. He will give you special treatment. No, he might remember your name. I like Blue Beetle. Liked, not loved. Okay. Thanks for the feedback on the 6x9s. I have 2 Sundown V3S's, Ken, a Salt 6000. Man, I have no idea. That's outside of my wheelhouse, man. We don't do many of those things to know. I'm not gonna pretend like I know what that stuff is. So glad I didn't watch it. Scar has some long, skinny ones too.
What?
Yeah. I just assumed if you bought an expensive box from MTI, you're probably going to spring for something a little bit more expensive than the Scar stuff. Because those are the RPs, and those are like entry level. So that's why I didn't mention those. Anyways, so check it out, guys. We finished up the Raptor that we showed you on Monday. Tuesday, worked all day on it. That's why we didn't come on to get it done today. I should be in Vegas next year. We'll be there, Lance. Always in Vegas.
Lance is gonna be there.
So dual 0 gauge run of wire through here, back to the back. Not a lot of fun. Just call it that. Amp Pro's bass knob. There again, this is a universal panel that all these cars now have, which is great because there's this beautiful area right here for the Amp Pro bass knob. We did it in the Bronco. We did it in that other car the other day, and obviously it works here in the F-150s. Yes. So moving to the back, we hadn't mentioned what amplifiers we were doing, but we did we'll get some light here. No good way to do this. We did the new 810, the 1 series. So this is the 1 810. What that means is it is 8 channels of power and 2 channels of RCA output. So you can run 6 channels into it, front, rear, sub, and then it has 1 through 6 are amplifier channels, 7 and 8 are RCA channels, and 9 and 10 are amplified channels. So how that breaks down is the RCAs go out to this, which is the 1 Series 1001, and that's powering an MTI box underneath the seat with 2 JL Slims. We made him a custom 5-star Raptor logo because we had that and we've already done it, so it was like, hey, let's make that, it looks cool. Amp rack is made out of 1/4-inch ABS. The Amp Pro for this is actually buried behind this area here because there was just no room for it on the front, and with the newer systems the wires are longer. so we can put them behind here, which is fantastic. Zero gauge comes up to the top here. Because of the way these amplifiers are designed, they had to mount low, which means we had to flip it. We put the power on the top, which is a pain in the butt. It was very hard because you have to have the wire come up, down, and around. Wasn't fun. I fought that for a while to get it to do that, which really sucked. Now we know. Anyways, have some amp riser, power wire risers to lift the power wire over the signal. How these new F-150s with the BO and the Unleashed system work, they work a little bit different than the standard. So 6 channels in, 10, okay. Just making sure I covered everything on that amplifier. All right, so how these new BO systems in the Unleashed worked, as we mentioned, there's speakers here, speakers here. You have a 3-way set up here in the dash, tweeter, mid-range, mid-bass, rear speakers, coaxials in the rear door, and then a sub, football, rugby sub behind that. And ain't that pretty? It is. And so what they do now is the amplifier powers everything but the rear speakers here in the door and these tweeters. Those, and the center. Those are powered off of the radio. Okay, yeah, great. So, you know, just like before, we're gonna have to start doing some videos on the newer F-150s because we've been doing them, but I don't know why we haven't done any videos on them. But this piece has to come out. Underneath here is the radio itself. It's not attached to the screen in any way. And the Amp Pro comes with the plugs for you to get all the speaker wires. So I will say this, and I learned it the hard way. The wire colors coming from the Amp Pro mean dick. They don't mean nothing. So they don't go standard white, gray, green, purple. The only one that is right is purple. Everything else is wrong. And it kind of, yeah, don't be talking on the phone while you're trying to solder up some wires. That's all I gotta say. You might do it 2 or 3 times before you get it right. Was the Raptor own interested in overhead or headrest video options? No. Nobody does that anymore. I think with the iPads and the Kindles and all these things being as reasonable as they are, I mean, you give your kid the thing and then they just, you know, they have it with them all the time. They take it into the stores. We've seen kids with them. We know they're in the shopping carts watching videos. They're in the restaurants watching videos. Kids don't know how to do anything unless there's a video in front of them. So overstimulation is the name of the game. I can just say everyone that has one of these absolutely hates the way they sound. These extra things don't do anything for them. If anything, they're more annoying than anything. So we went with the Focal Flax system all the way around. Tuned it up. It's full active. So the 1 through 6 are powering 1 and 2 on the tweeters, 3 and 4 on the mid-range, 5 and 6 on the mid-bass. That 7 and 8 are the RC outputs that go off to the sub-amp. 9 and 10 are the rear speakers. And you just adjust all that in the software when you're playing with it. As you, in the Moscone software, as you tell it, which I should have left that out, as you tell it what you're doing, it automatically moves stuff around here. Take that for a minute, Fernando.
How do we switch it?
Top corner. All right, let's see if we can get into the software here.
All right, so
open this up. Download the new Moscone software, by the way, if you're work offline. If you're playing with this stuff. Okay, so here's the new. This is the new version of the software. They've changed a couple things, but if you go into here where it says 7/8, we don't want those to be rears. We want those to be sub. And we want the subs to be rears. See how it automatically flips the orientation for you. And then this we want to be front, which is mid-bass. So what it does is it groups everything into those 3 categories. And the reason for that is you have front EQ, rear EQ, and sub EQ. And so here's your front EQ. Now, you can run them in tandem, meaning both at the same time, or you can make them left and right independent.
How do you do independent?
You just click on it. Turn this off where it says left, press right. Little blue box, you make it white. So this is left plus right. And if you make it left minus right, or left slash right, then you can adjust this by itself, okay, and make whatever corrections you need to that side, and then you can join them back together, and you can adjust them both at the same time. Oh, let me go to the right thing. You can click on it, and then you can adjust them both at the same time now, and they will stay different. So like if you add or subtract something from one side,
one channel, yeah,
it won't try to reset it, because in a lot of DSPs you can't, if you separated the channels out to left and right, if you try to bring them back together again, it'll ask you, do you want to copy left or copy right? This doesn't do that because it's pro software. It just doesn't, it knows, no, obviously I don't want to do that, but I now want to join them back together. Then when you're like, okay, so that's the front EQ, what about if I need to adjust like just the tweeter? You know, how do I adjust this to tweeter? So then you come back into here, and this gray box, which has new graphics, you touch on that, and so now you have these parametric EQ, but you can do anything you want. So once you click on it, it could be flat, high pass, low pass crossovers. So if you want your crossovers to be different from left to right, you can do that in the software. You can do high shelf, low shelf, you can do a notch filter, you can do an all pass filter. So each one of these bands can be any one of those specific things. So you have, what, 9 bands here of custom equalization and adjustment for both left and right.
Yes, this is Windows.
This is Windows. This is not Mac, so that is the one thing I have to knock it for. And then the other thing that we talk about, so there's 2 separate EQs right there. So now you have, each one of these is separate for each channel. So this is the tweeter, this would be the mid-range, this would be the mid-bass, and obviously front and sub. This is the full front, but then if you come over here, you also have an input EQ. So if you're tying into something that like high level input on it, and you need to do de-equalization from the get-go, you want to build a dynamic EQ so it turns things down as you turn it up. You need to turn up your input. Let's say you have something that has a low, very low input. You can adjust your input gain here. So you have input gain here. Over here you have output gain. And they've changed a bunch of stuff around, but you still get, oh, let me shut that off. So now they give you this green light here to tell you when you're in something. So which is really cool. So now you don't have to try to guess like where you're at, which is.
Does the Mosconi have an amplifier for a BMW with the 13 speakers?
So they make the Atamo series, right? Is that what it's called? The Atamo, which is the small amplifiers that would go into like a BMW. Now, if you want something that's plug and play into a BMW, that's going to be in your Audio-Tech Fisher line, which is going to be the Match. So the Match equipment, you can buy the T-harness that just plugs into a BMW, but you can use a Mosconi Atamo to get in there.
Now, 13 speakers.
They don't have a 13 channel, and I think the Match stuff, I know it goes up to 8.
But if you want to go with a standalone DSP, they make the Mosconi.
But you can still do Mosconi, but you're going to get it. It's an 8 to 10.
Yeah.
So in there again, is it 8 to 12?
The standalone.
No, I'm not talking standalone. I'm talking the Atomos, 8 to 10.
Yeah.
So, anyways, there's stuff available. Plus, if it's a premium audio system, you might just need to get a Mobridge piece to integrate into it. So Mobridge makes a piece, Audison makes a piece, Helix also makes a piece. So those 3 companies all make BMW interfaces. So if it's the Toslink output, you can just plug in a device, get fiber optic out. So if it's a fiber system, you can get a Toslink out. If it's a fiber system, you can get an RCA out. And then it negates the what you're going to be doing, and you can add as many channels as you want at that point. So anyways, those are your 3 EQs. So you have your front EQ. So you can go front EQ.
Where's the easy button?
The easy button is if you come over here and you go to GUI mode and you click easy mode, it takes away all that stuff. So, And then, of course, the easiest thing to do would be to use this in conjunction with Barney, which is the cool head. And then it does all that for you. So you can get into your measurement, and you can once you get your measures, you say
set up
measure, and now you get into this page, which is the Barney page, which allows you to do all these other fun measurements and stuff like that.
Yeah, it is really cool.
Yeah. So, anyways, that is what is going on inside of this here.
It is the newer BMWs that have the RAM modules. They are not any interface right now.
Correct.
Have to go channel per channel.
Correct.
Yeah.
In that case, you are going to be looking for, and that's why, like, Helix is coming out with a freaking 20 channel DSP. Audison has a 12 DSP.
Alpine has 16.
Alpine has 16. So there are DSPs out there that have a ton of channels.
Yeah.
With the ARC, you can daisy chain the DSPs, so you can add as many of them in line as you want. Same with JL, you can daisy chain DSPs. So, yeah, they're available. It's a lot of work. The other thing too is you got to remember what are you trying to do. So, like, do you need all 12 channels? Or all 13 channels? Because sometimes, like, if you're not worried about rear, there could be 4 channels there that you don't need.
Right.
Most important channels that you have to retain in any system is if it has an active center channel, you have to retain that.
If it has it,
in most environments, you have to retain that, just because if you don't, you can lose, especially if it's upmixed. If it's an upmixed center channel, you have to retain it. If there's data going to the center channel that only comes from the center channel, like a Honda, you have to retain it. And you get a strange echo in the Honda if you don't. Ask me how I know. Gosh, we did it, and we found out, crap, that isn't going to work. Luckily, we could mix it back into the system through input mixer. And that solved that problem. But in hindsight, we don't ever want to do that again. But if you have an active front speaker setup, so if you have like a 3-way set that's active up front or active passive, a lot of the times, like, German cars are active passive, meaning that the mid-range and the tweeter are on a channel by themselves, and there's just a passive crossover between them. Sometimes they're active, and if they are, it's 6 channels. If they're not, it's going to be 4 channels. And then there's subs. And of course, obviously, you got to bring the sub in. So you could need as little as 6 channels, as much as 8 channels. And then if you want rear, depending on how the rear is broken up, could be 4 more channels. So that takes you to 12 channels. So,
that was long. Yeah. I'm using the Audio Frog GS 69s,
very nice.
GS 25s, and wondering if you're adding the Twitter GS 10, it's worth it. Using the Tundra factory locations going active, what crossover should I use?
So, I would add the tweeters.
Are you okay, dude? Come on.
I hate these new cheap bottles. It's like just holding it goes limp. Anyways, I would definitely do the tweeters. I'm not a big fan of middlers.
I would definitely go to...
And I would start at 3200.
Audio Frog University. He has tons
he's good
information about...
Yeah, he's probably going to tell you 3200, Linkwix Riley, 24 dB.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm sure. Why wouldn't he?
I don't know.
It seems to be the magic number for just about everything. It's a great place to start. But yes, Fernando's correct. You can contact Andy, and he will gladly talk you through the process. That's what he's there for. He loves doing it. I will tell you now, if Andy says to do something, do not, for the love of God, question it. Because it's his stuff, man. And he knows what the hell he's talking about.
That's what I would do. I would contact him and say, I have this. What crossover point should I use for each speaker?
Yeah, because, and just whatever he says, consider it Bible and verse, and just move on, because he's not going to be wrong.
Haha, Nando won't read all my Mosconi REW questions.
Because we don't have any answers for you yet, Christian.
Come on, man.
I didn't even see who it was, and I knew it was Christian.
Yeah.
What a putz. Yeah. Anyways, Christian, we don't know anything more than you know. They put the post up yesterday. Honestly, I don't know what the advantage of it is, because
I have no idea.
Throw Barney in there, you're fine. I'm thinking it's just so somebody like yourself can get their hands on some free software, go buy an inexpensive Dayton microphone, plug it in your laptop, and do some auto calibration maybe, or some basic tuning through REW. That's all I know. That's as much as I know about it. I'm not an REW guy, so
we need Frank or Nick Wingate for the DSP.
Hey guys.
Here, he's gonna want to talk to you. Hey.
Dímelo.
Oh. So, keep in mind, everyone found out yesterday, so just let it go, man. And Frank is German. And he knows more about car audio than most people combined. And he's forgotten more about car audio than most people combined. Who's Andy? Got info. So Andy is Andy Waymeyer. He's also the owner of Audio Frog. So if you're not following Andy Waymeyer on Facebook, it's a good person to follow just because he talks about a lot of car audio information, a lot of tuning, a lot of DSP, and then he talks about food. He's a foodie, so he also talks a lot about food. If you're in the Audio Frog enthusiast group, he's a moderator, obviously. It's his channel. But yeah, no, he's a great guy. Great guy. Yep. Andy is candy. No. My steering wheel control does the... Wait. Okay, Christian. Let it go, man. Auto EQ ability to import settings, I think. I think it is the ability to import settings. I don't know anything about it, man. It's like literally they posted yesterday. Frank did the video on it. It's in German, so you got to read subtitles. I had no time for that, so I'm waiting for the Cliff Notes version when somebody else like Sage can be like, all right, you're all stupid. Here's what you got to do. Just get a damn Barney. You're all dumb. Oh, wait, everyone found out what? Moscone put up a video yesterday talking about how the new software is now capable of integrating with the REW software. There again, you have to be an REW guy. So if you're an REW fan and use Moscone, you're probably going to be happy. I want Audio Frog in my home stereo setup. Wonder if he would be okay with me building a custom cabinet for them or if they are designed for car only. Give him a call. Dude, trust me, Andy is a great guy. Like, I have called Andy and asked him some of the dumbest questions that I could possibly think of because I know he's the guy that's going to know the answer for it and he's going to take me serious. Yeah. That's just it. I love talking to him. I love talking to him about food, though. He's got way better food stories. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's a great guy. He does. Yeah, okay. We should just have Andy on and just have him say cuss words all the time. I mean, I think it's the best. Andy used to work at JB Audio. Yes, he did. He's also, what is that silly DSP thing that he was his? Yeah, somebody else will know who it is. Anyways, so back to the Raptor. The Raptor is done. The only thing that we added to it cosmetically, other than the cool little Raptor 5-star logo, is we added the Focal little logo to the there. Can't really do them here. This is an aluminum panel, so I feel tape is just going to fall off of that here in Florida especially now in the wintertime when it gets cold and stuff. How much run of insulation for the Helix into the BMW E60 13 speakers? I have no idea. I have no idea. I'd have to figure out which one it is. It's going to be the match. So if you go to the Audio Tech Fisher website, look up the match line, like a match, like, you know, you flick a match, you light a match. It's match, not the other one. Why was the Focal center logo offset? It's not. It just looks that way because I wasn't perfectly straight. So it's as far as it comes out because it's sitting on top of the BO logo. So they countersink the BO logo and then this sits on top of it just to get rid of the BO because it stinks. But do you still use the center speaker or bypass it? It's not bypass, it's just not connected to anything because there's no longer channels going to those speakers in the car anymore. So no, we don't. Where in Orlando can I get a front sub enclosure fabricated? So there's a couple places in Orlando. You have Techno Express in Orlando. Techno Express. That's good friends of ours out there. And then you have Pete over at Tint World.
Yeah.
And then if you want to drive a little bit west, you could go to what's the
Ultimate Audio.
Ultimate Audio, but that's probably, yeah, that's a little bit there's a place in Lakeland. I can't think of the name of it. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, it's just a nice little touch. Just something to look at. Dougie sounded good. Weird those mid-housings on the top of the door panels. He had no center channel. He told you he had no center channel. Watch the 5-star. Let it go, Christian. Yes, Radioactive still exists. Yes, they are still. He comes in probably once a week and picks up stuff from Paul. Should I give a 2-week notice or just quit if I know they aren't going to want me to leave and will be mad even though I want to leave? Okay. So he's asking, I think, for some advice in life. He said, should I give a 2-week notice or just quit if I know they aren't going to want me to leave? And I will be mad even though I want to leave.
Okay, so you want to leave and they want you to leave. That's what it means? That's what.
No, they aren't going to want me to leave. They're going to want him to leave. No, they don't want him to leave.
Okay.
So should he give us 2 weeks notice and then have him try to get him to stay? That's what it sounds like they're going to try to do. I don't know, but I mean, I feel you should always give a 2-week notice, just because otherwise it's not necessarily, it's the workers, the co-workers that suffer, the people that are going to have to do your job when you leave, you know? So I would definitely give your 2 weeks notice. Whether you want to stay or not, you know, just give them your 2 weeks notice.
Right.
Trust me, when I left my previous job at AVE, when I left that to come here, that was the longest 2 weeks of my life because I had worked for him for 21 years, man. And at that point in time, that marriage was over, bro. So, when I referred to it as my first wife, one of my friends was listening and they were like, "He was married before?" I was like, "No." But dude, it was super uncomfortable. It was very strange. Yeah, it sucked. It sucked bad. But yeah, it's just the right thing to do.
Yeah, for sure. 2-week notice. Oof. Hopefully the new one, it comes, better for you, man.
What's your best dance move? Electric slide, Cupid shuffle? I was thinking more like the sprinkler, I don't really. Yeah, you haven't.
Sprinkler?
Yeah, the sprinkler. You hold the one arm out like this, and you go like that. Yeah, it's the sprinkler, bro.
Oh, dude, that was on the 70s, I guess.
Listen, man.
Okay.
Whatever. Are there any installers in Ocala, Florida, you recommend? Yeah, I think there
are.
Yeah, I don't.
Dude, it's easy to find it. Just Google,
Oh, well, you have Ocala Carsteri out there, which is, I don't know what kind of work they do, though. I've never seen his work. I know the guy, but I've never actually seen... Yeah, I don't know what they do.
Yeah.
John, if you live in Calif...
In Lakeland? Here you go.
Okay. Yeah.
Customs in Lakeland.
Yeah, that's, I think, yes, it is Boulevard. Thank you. Yeah. It's Big Jeff in Ocala. Saw 2 of his cars at a show recently. It looked good, but I didn't listen to them. Yes, he is.
I have no idea.
Is he in Ocala?
Give it 2-week notice.
I don't know, because Lake City, Joey is in Lake City, Parliament.
Who? Joey,
Parliament, Car Audio, or whatever it is up there in Lake City. Joey, I always forget his anyways, they do really nice work, but they're in Lake City. So that's kind of far. Not far if you're in Ocala, because I think it's Lake City is just right over there. But I believe it's called Parliament. Okay, give it 2 weeks notice, and they might offer incentives. I mean, if you want to leave, you want to leave. I mean, that's just it. I get it, man. When the marriage is over, there's no going to counseling, man. You just call it a day and move the frick on.
That's right.
Let them try. Hey, you never know.
Bags, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, there was nothing that they could have done at AVE to make me stay. No, there was nothing they could have done that make me stay. The only thing that could have made me stay is if he would have quit.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, if he would have just said, you know what, I'm not,
listen,
you're not leaving, here's the keys, I quit, I'd have been, then I would have stayed. But other than that, I had to go because he and we were done.
Yeah.
You know, it was just, we had ran our course, and it had reached its conclusion. So.
Wow, that's crazy.
John, do you have another job lined up, or you think they will offer more money? Good question. I would love to go to Lakeland and see the Detroit Tigers presentation. Is that where they play? Detroit plays in Lakeland? Because we have the Phillies. The Phillies play like
5 minutes.
Right there. Like, yeah, not even 5 minutes. Well, maybe with 5 minutes with traffic, yeah. And then the Toronto Blue Jays play behind my house. Like I could walk to their frickin' stadium. Luckily, I live on the other side of the subdivision, so I don't have to see their frickin' lights.
Play in Tampa, like 15 minutes from here.
The who?
Yankees.
Oh, Yankees.
The Yankees.
I thought you said Yankees. I'm like, what the hell? Yankees. Yankees, man. Sounds like a divorce. It was a divorce. The cha-cha slide. How about the Cupid shuffle? Yeah. They were talking about earlier dance move. Yeah. Nando doesn't know the old schools. Yeah, dude, Nando just dropped some cardboard and he's going to, like, do the whole shuffle feet thing. And, you know, he doesn't dance like he used to. You know, I think he lost his dance moves when his hair started falling out.
Nobody loses dance moves.
I don't know, dude. I feel like you'd fall, man. Top of your head's a little slicker than it used to be.
Well, now I can spin faster.
Yeah. John, the new job might not look too kindly on you just abandoning the current job. There you go.
Hey, man, but when you're not happy, you're not happy.
How often do you have to work around guns when doing an install? Quite a bit, actually. You know, it's funny.
The last one was a Corvette.
No. Believe it or not, the last one was the orange Dodge Ram that I did, like...
Outside?
Yeah.
Oh.
What, Saturday?
Yeah.
He left his... no, it's just... I had to do the door speakers.
Okay.
And the gun was sitting in the door panel.
Okay.
And he had, like, 6 clips in the door. I'm like... What is this? And then he went and bought more ammo from the gun shop.
There you go.
I was like, who the hell is this guy after? And I've known him for like 30 years, so that's why he didn't care. But yeah, it's just, dude.
The mine that I remember, that was the Corvette.
He had like 3, isn't that the one with like 3 guns?
Yeah, I have 38, and then the small one, like a pocket, and like
a Derringer. Yeah, little Derringer
loaded.
pistol. Oh yeah, they're all loaded. Yeah, people, dude, I swear to God, people don't think how many guns they have laying around. And you go, I don't know how that kid, I don't know how that happened. Are you kidding me? Like, it's freaking, there's 6 guns just laying. I go to my dad's house, you know, because he's a gunny, and there's just guns everywhere. There's not. There's just like, his gun is always just sitting there, and it's like.
But now that we are in the middle of this show, I just want to tell you guys that.
Hold on, are you going to do an ad?
No, it's not an ad, but yes, it's an ad.
Okay, well, let me flip it around.
I just want to tell you that now we're in the middle of the show. That this show is brought to you by MorelHiFi.com. Morel_America here on Instagram is doing a giveaway.
Really?
Really nice giveaway. They always have the nicest shirts.
Did you see where she went on a ski trip?
They did.
I know.
So, how you enter this giveaway? You gotta go and follow Morel_America here on Instagram. Then like and share the post, and then comment what is you experience with Morel, previews, or now, future, whatever.
I would just write. I hear Dee and Fernando talk about it all the time.
There you go.
That would be a great thing to say. And
now you enter. The winner is gonna be on December 1st, so you still have time to enter. A good giveaway from Morel. You can find them at MorelHiFi.com. There you go.
Anyways, So somebody asked about 10s or 12s. So this is an MTI box up underneath the seat, and it's two JLW3 12s. So they just did an MTI box, speaker cup on the side, nothing, just that's what he wanted. So yeah, that's two 12s, two thin 12s. Tigers are in Lakeland. Wow, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Tiger what?
No, Tigers. 2 weeks notice. They may ask you to leave now and pay you out for 2 weeks. Sometimes they do that. I don't know. They work around guns, but yeah, that's
Christian.
Yes.
Christian is doing his Christian thing.
Yeah. Can use network mode front stage on coaxial speakers. So technically the answer to that is yes, if you bi-amp them, and those are the only speakers you're going to have. So let's say you had a pair of 6-inch coaxials that have the tweeter wire that come out and solder on. Yes, you could unsolder them, connect channel 1 and 2, or the tweeter output I should say, because not all network mode is the same. Kenwood's opposite of Pioneer, so I mean JVC also. And I don't know if I know Alpine, but I don't know what they do. Anyways, you connect the tweeters to the tweeters, the mids to the mids, and then obviously a sub. And then yes, you could do network mode on a set of coaxials for sure.
For sure.
Just know that there's no other speakers you can put in the car.
Do you still put caps on the tweeters or no?
No, you're going network mode, so you don't have to. You just use the crossover in the radio.
Okay.
Yep. I have coaxial speakers in the front with tweeters up top. Can I use network mode on them? Yes, the answer is going to be yes, because you're powering speakers. The no, like the limitations of doing that. So let's say you had tweeter up top, what you said, and you have a coaxial in the bottom of the door. You can use the 2 tweeter channels, obviously, to power the 2 channels. The second 2 channels are a bandpass channel, meaning they have a bottom and a top. So what's going to happen is the tweeter in that bottom part is not going to play all the way up because you added a bandpass crossover to it. If that's cool, meaning you want to limit the amount of tweeter coming out of those because you want to move the soundstage up higher, then that'll work great. Okay. However, if you're trying to just keep it loud, like, I want 4 tweeters, yes, which there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you're going for, then no, don't do that. Just cap the tweeters, run them off of 2 channels, and run the other ones off that. When I use network mode, do I set the amp on full range on both amps? So if you're coming out via RCA using network mode, then yes, you would turn the crossovers off on the amplifier and use the crossovers in the radio. That's why you're doing the network mode, is so that you can do that. So for those of you going, what the hell is network mode? Network mode allows you to turn the radio into a 3-way electronic crossover. So 2 channels for tweeters, 2 channels for mid-range, meaning it has a top and bottom bandpass, and then subwoofer. You can use deck power or you can use RCAs on either situation. So, but yes, if you're going to be doing that, you're going into an outboard amplifier, the crossovers have to be turned off. In the case of the sub, which sub amplifiers you can't turn the crossover off, just turn the crossover up so it's out of the crossover range that you're going to be setting on the radio. The same could be true on the amplifier if you can't turn the high pass crossover up. You just want to turn the crossover out of the range that you're going to be setting that at on the radio. Yep. We did a whole bunch of videos on network mode years ago, and honestly, nothing has changed. That's why we've never gone back to it. But if you can find one of those old network mode videos, it's the exact same. Nothing has changed. That's why we just haven't touched on that topic anymore, because yeah, you know, better amplifiers now, they come with that. But the cool part was, like, the only time we really ever used that was like in vans and stuff like that, where we were doing a set of components. And that way it would allow us to put or components or coaxials, and that would allow us to put all the sound, all the power into the front speakers and then go off to a sub.
Yeah.
Thanks, Christian. I don't think Christian's working today.
Probably not.
What time is it? He's probably already home. But anyways, one more time. Got anything else? Anything with the Raptor? Sounded great. Loved it.
Love it. Sounds nice.
I was thinking, just looking at that, because that front panel, the front fascia where the air conditioner is, and the two. I wonder if we can just buy that piece, like on a regular F-150 that has just the tweeter in the mid-range. If we can buy that front panel, because underneath it is just the dash. I don't think the dash is going to be any different in the car. I just don't think they're getting that front air vent. Like on the Toyotas when you buy the new sail panels. I wonder in the F-150s if you can just buy that new front fascia, then you can do a three-way set. It'd be interesting the next time we get this and a two-way in is to pop that up and see what that looks like underneath, or make sure it even pops up. I'm assuming it has to.
I think it's like a full piece, man.
No, that is a full. Oh, you're talking like the whole dash.
Whole dash.
So I just can't see him building a whole new dash for the car though. That would have to be
manufacturers, man.
I know. I think that would be weird.
No, but that would be great just to check it out. Yeah, for sure.
All right, so ever used mini super tweeters in a 2-component? Yes, we have. We've used the SPL shows in the past.
Mini.
And I think we've used the Rockfords. Yeah, I know. I did 2 work. Okay, yeah, I know, but you're probably not at work now.
Babysit.
I never work at babysit. I like that. Dougie Fresh's video, he mentioned changing the 240 hertz on a speaker that was crossed over at 500 hertz, and it made a difference. Yes. So keep in mind, guys, the reason why that made a difference is their crossover slopes. Okay, so for example, great. Okay, check it out. So in this car, this one here, this tweeter, 4,000 hertz was doing some obnoxious shit. And I don't know why. I don't know if it was because of the way the grills are made. I don't know what was doing it. But at 4,000 hertz, these tweeters were going batshit crazy. Okay? Whoa. I almost was like, dude, what the hell? And I think it's probably something to do with these grills. Some resonation. I don't know. But at 4,000 hertz, they were nuts. So I had to bring down 4,000 hertz. Okay? They're crossed over at 5,000 hertz. Okay? So there shouldn't be that much energy at that point, okay? But there was. Why? Well, even at a 24 dB per octave slope, there's still going to be energy every octave below that, okay? I don't know what crossover slopes he was using. He might have been using 12 dB, might have been 18. I don't know. Could have been 24. Don't know. Didn't ask. But the point is there's still going to be energy, though diminished, at those frequencies. That's why you can cross over a mid-bass at 80 hertz and still get mid-bass from it, because there's a ton of energy there, and all you're doing is you're restricting it with the crossover, okay? But the sound is still there, okay? So what he was talking about and what they were hearing is sometimes, yeah, you'll get weird noise happening on the other side of the crossover. When you're looking at it in RTA, it's just showing you this small snippet of it. It's not showing you everything else that's in the audible range, okay, because you don't technically need to see that. If you want to see if there's strange shit going on in those frequencies below, like if you want to figure out, is there some weird stuff happening that I'm not seeing, but is there at higher volumes or whatnot, if you change your crossover down or up, depending on this case, like for example, these are at 5,000. I flipped them down to 32 just to see what was happening. And sure enough, there's this gaggle of shit that was just right there. And the 4,000 I was like, oh my gosh, there's something strange happening here. So I did some equalization outside of the crossover point or below the crossover point to try to remove whatever the hell was happening there. Okay, and then I put it back to 5,000 and everything looked kind of normal. So that was good. But yeah, there's always these weird anomalies that can happen outside of the crossover range that you'll still hear, because again, it's not a no more sound can go past this point. It just slows it down. It not slows it down, just reduces it. Don't want to say something like that, because then someone's gonna go, you can't slow sound down.
You can.
You can't. It's impossible. You can't fix time. Time is time.
Time is money. That's what it is.
That's true. Good call. But anyways, yeah, that's why that's like that. Yeah, Christian is Smash Force Productions. I need to hire him as a secretary. The S in Smash stands for Christian. The S in oh gosh, you guys are too much. Christian won 5-star super fan for 2023. Congrats. He did. He's really like the only fan that has ever been on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he's the only one.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Totally like Christian. He's just a pain in the ass. But that's what I like about him. You should try them at 12dB. LOL. Yeah, always. I thought they were called filters. They are called filters. 100%. But they're filtering at a specific... Yes, they're not called... Yes. We'll call them filters, but they're filtering out. There's still particles that get left behind. There's still things that will make it through. You know, if you think of... It's a filter, so... There are still things happening, and it's not a stop sign. It's not a stop, it's a filter. Tech tip of the day. Pay attention to your filters. Maybe you need a Barney. You're funny. Get an iRTA2. Have a whole bunch of them. You guys are funny. Time after time. Yep. What else? Is that it? All right. Hey, listen. That's been plenty of 5 minutes for you guys. Today is Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow is Thursday. You know what that means. Tomorrow's Thursday. We're back on Hi-Fi doing crazy stuff there. As well as I have no idea what's going to happen in the install of the bay tomorrow. He's going to be picking this thing up, and we're going to get it off to him, so hopefully he'll enjoy it as much as we did. That's all we got. You guys have a great rest of your day. We will see you tomorrow. We got an hour. You got to clean the shop. Oh, goody. See ya.
Bye, guys.
Good day, everyone. It's a beautiful Saturday here, and listen to that. It's door chime. Aggravating as all hell, right? Everyone does not like door chime. But today we are going to have a fun time with you guys. This 5 minutes with 5-star is going to be... What's up, Lino? Today we're going to actually... You guys always say, you know, pro tip of the day. Today we're going to give you... What's up? I will Mike. Today we're going to... And the car just shut off. Today we're going to give... This whole thing is just going to be a pro tip. Pro tip number one, and this is the most important thing. If you're an installer and you don't have some kind of electrical RTA, I don't know how you're going to function as an installer for the rest of your life. Good day, Baba. What's happening? So today we're going to walk you through what the average installer might run into in their day and how an electrical RTA, specifically in this case the iRTA2 2-channel electrical RTA, is going to make your life easier. Lance is checking in. So the first thing we have is what are we working on? It's not an F-150. It's the elusive Chevy. Ooh, Silverado. 2023 Silverado non-Bose. The first thing we needed to do is find out, is there a T-harness for this car? Because it's a brand new car, we don't want to go all crazy on it, cutting stuff and doing silliness. Now, the only thing we're going to be doing to this is adding a subwoofer. That's not important. We still need to know how to get into it. Lucky for us, this harness from AMP, the Stinger pack, this guy right here, the LPHGM72, plugs into this. Now, what I like about these is this is the 71. So we had both. It was the 72, it's not 71. But what I like about these is that they give you the ability to do anything you want as far as speakers. So like in this case, we're just going to be adding a sub. They make these cool Y connectors that just plug in. So they have all these plugs here. They have all these plugs. So like if I want to do front high pass and back to the speaker, I have this. If I wanted to rear, I have this. This is red, yellow, black, but it doesn't have red. It just has yellow and black. So you do have constant and ground that you can plug into, which is really nice. We used this yesterday because we had to do an add-on dash cam, and we were doing a front stage upgrade. So it's like, cool, we use these, and life was great. And then I kept these because why not? In this case, we have the Y harness attached in and going directly into the iRTA2. That plugs into our iPad. We're running Studio 6 RTA app. And what you're seeing right here, this is of course all the way down. This right here is just chatter. This is electrical chatter that the car is just doing. This is out of the audible range, but this is just stuff that's happening. It could be from the speakers moving, from me talking. It could be anything. It could be just electrical noise while the car goes to sleep. A lot of fun stuff. But anyways, let's turn this guy on. The first thing we do is we're going to hear that chime. Yay. Pro tip, never talk about the zip tie club. Always talk about the zip tie club. And so you guys ask, how do I know what frequency my door chime is at? So on an older GM, this was real easy because it was just like one frequency, and you could put a notch filter in there and you could remove it or lower it or whatever. But this is in a brand new 2023. This is the chime. This is the door chime that's happening right now, coming out of that speaker. We know it's coming out of that speaker because we can actually do this and turn it off, and the door chime goes away because this is the passenger speaker, not the driver speaker. So turn it back on. But this is going to happen. There's no control. So you're not going to put an EQ filter on this. You're just going to have this obnoxious door chime now on the newer vehicles. Luckily, it's way more subdued, but that old trick, this is going to show you. So if the customer goes, can you turn that down? Can you do anything about it? You go, no, here, this is why. See, it's this whole annoying bandwidth right here that is creating this door chime signal. Yuck. Now we're going to go into, hey, Fernando, can you wake up your phone for me real quick? So now, what?
Wake up.
Yep. So now what we want to do is we're going to play pink noise, and then we're going to turn up the volume here. So that's pink noise playing off of the Studio 6, or I'm sorry, the Educar Test and Tune app playing right here. You can see, oh my gosh, my whole screen is white. We're gonna pull this down. Okay, now we're gonna switch to, we're gonna turn off the driver's side and we're gonna put on the passenger side so we can just see what this one looks like without the door chime playing in the background. And so pink noise should be flat. This should be level across here. And as you can see, it's not. It's not by a lot. And if we scroll down, we can see the high point is right here between about 63, 50 to 63 is the high point, but then you can see it drastically drops off. Now, if we look at the scale that we're zoomed in at, we're at 10 dB increments right here. So between 63 and way over here, which is 32, it's almost a full 10 dB that we're losing. So, and then we have this dip right here, which is about 100 to 125, huge dip. We have this 200 hertz pegged, and then this gaping void right here. And the reason why this is here is because it has a 6x9 and this 2-inch middler. So what they're doing is they're reducing this volume and boosting this to make that speaker up there sound better. So it makes the middler have more treble sound by reducing frequencies that are there that might overwhelm that speaker. You pull those down and you make the adjacent frequencies louder. Makes it sound like there's more tweeter coming out of there. Plus mid-range we hear real easy, so you want to boost the, anyway, so that's why they're doing that. So if we're going to put another middler up there, it's probably okay. It's not going to hurt anything. But the thing that has me concerned is like this. You know, when that thing spikes, it's really spiking. Let's zoom in just a little bit and we'll pull down. So there again, you see that 50 and 63. There's a huge gap right there. So what that means for you and I is that there is it's not bass roll off because it doesn't matter what volume we play it at, which we could sit there and I can do that. So hold on, I will do it for you, because a lot of you guys go, oh, it looks like bass roll off, and it's like, no, it's there no matter what. So I'll put it back on. So we'll take a bass line at low volumes here. I've reduced the scale so it's still about, and we'll turn it up, go all the way up. Nope, I don't. No, go away. Don't need you. Sorry about that. Play. Hey, come press play. Sorry about that. I hit the wrong button.
It's on.
There we go. All right, so now we'll zoom down. We still have that. So at high volumes, still sucks. And at low volumes, that's all right, go ahead and cycle it back on, it'll take a minute. And at low volumes, it still has it. So that's telling me it's not bass roll off, that it's actually a high pass crossover that's in there. But we can see that tapping into these speakers. So now we know a couple things. One, we can't get rid of that door chime, no matter what we do. Two, we know that there's a high pass filter on the 6x9s here blocking out the lower frequencies. So anything below between that 62 and 50 hertz is going to roll off anywhere between 12 to 18 dB. So that sucks. So if we're going to make a box, we definitely don't want to tune it too low. So, you know, there again, like a key lock or something with de-equalization in here will help to bring some of that back, which is really nice. So a key lock is good for 12 dB. So it can fix a 12 dB loss, which is what you're looking for. Hold on, don't go anywhere. So now what we want to test for is that ever elusive ANC, fake noise, the whole, shit. It's going to make my car do all kinds of strange stuff. We want to test for that. There again, we're plugged in. So now we'll go in, and I'm going to flip this back around. Happy Saturday from the Orca class. What's up, Mike? Okay, so now we have the engine running. We're still playing pink noise. What we want to do is we want to turn the volume all the way down, so there's no noise there. And we want to scroll. Oh, hold on, I can't see. Close. We gotta go here, and we want to scroll all the way down. Hold on, I gotta relaunch the app. Okay, so we want to scroll all the way down to 0. So this is 0. This is 0 dB. So it's not making. This is just the noise that is coming from the truck. So this is alternator, this is electrical, this is all just happening. And Fernando, turn the volume up 1 notch. So that's 1 notch to give you an idea. Go down to 0. Okay, so that is inaudible. 1 notch on the volume knob goes up about 10 dB. Okay. So now what you want to do is you want to rev up the engine. Fernando, rev up the engine. With the volume down. With the volume down. And don't play with me like you did last time. So he's revving the engine up. What we want to look at is this. And as you can see, nothing is changing. If it had fake engine noise, you would see something that goes, it would start here and it would go whoo, and then it would fall down. But it would move from like here to here, and it would go up, and it would cascade as they were up and down and show you that. Now sometimes the cars are really noisy and you'll see that, but you only see it only go up like 20, 30 dB. That's not fake engine noise. That's just electrical noise in the car. The fake engine noise will be up in the audible range, meaning I could turn the volume up 1 click and I would still see it. It would be going way up into this area here, and it would be the exact same every time, which is crazy. So how we're testing for that though is you got to close the hood, roll up all the windows. Okay, so now we've tested for that. You can roll the windows back down. We've tested for that, so we know there's no ANC. We don't have to worry about that. Automatic noise canceling or fake engine noise. They call it all the same stuff. The last thing we want to test for, which we don't need for this install because we're just doing sub, is what the left and right EQ are doing. So from the factory, we're going to play that pink noise again. So we got pink noise playing. We're going to come back down to the RTA. So there again, that same nasty curve, and we're going to turn on both of them at the same time. Okay, so this is, we'll turn one off. Okay, so you see that. Now we're going to turn them both on. You see that. This is telling us there's something going on between that side and that side, and this is it. We're getting cancellation, big cancellation. Now, if we just turn one off, we see that's one there. Turn them both off. So we'll turn on right. Looks like that. Turn on left. Looks identical. Turn them both on, and boom. So that's telling us right there that there is some kind of something going on between the left and right, and we can't have that. So if we're going to apply certain crossovers, time alignment, anything like that, we're going to have a problem. So we need to figure out what this is and fix it if we're trying to do that kind of thing. Now, if you don't want to deal with, you can turn it down. This is one of those things, what's up? Mobile Solutions, checking in. This is one of those things where, depending on what you're trying to do. So if you're just like putting speakers in the car and amplifiers, that's not going to concern you because you're not going to be doing any time alignment or anything like that. If you're just going to be doing basic equalization, you don't have to worry about it. You can go when you're done. Yeah, you can shut it off. You don't have to worry about it. But if you are going to be doing advanced time alignment, things like this, then you do have to address that and figure out what the hell is going on there and fix it. So, moral of this story is we've connected to two wires right here, two wires going into our device, and we've now figured out everything that is happening in this vehicle, whether we need to be aware of it or not. So, a lot of the questions that people ask in the forums, how would you fix that? Not in today's video, man. I don't even know what that is yet. But you need an advanced DSP with input equalization capabilities. So you'd want to look at something like a Helix, an Electromedia device, or a Orca device. I'm sorry, not Orca, Moscone. Or an Arc Audio device. Those four brands have some of the best equalization capabilities. I think JL might also have it too. But you're going to need that in order to fix it. Mary Lou is working at... Can we tell where she's working at yet? Mary Lou. Is she under... She I don't know yet. We can't tell you. Anyways. So, that one device has told us what is going on with this car and how we can move forward. No, man. Dude. I know. Ooh, man. So, there you go, guys. Pro tip of the day. You need an electrical, she passed, I don't know yet. You need an electrical RTA if you're going to be an installer moving forward, so you can go ahead and diagnose into these. I may have unintentionally said something, but I can't say now until she tells me I can talk about her. So, iRTA2 or some form of 2-channel electrical RTA will give you the information you need. There again, we connected to two wires. We saw what the EQ curve was. We saw what the door chime was doing. We were able to figure out if there's some form of filtering happening between the left and right. No, the sale is over, man. Sale is over. It's done. You had your chance. I know. So sad. That's it. This show's been brought to you by the fine folks at where? Morel. That's right. If you head over to Morel here, Morel_America, right now they have. Are they still giving away the T-shirt?
No, the T-shirt is gone, bro.
Are they giving away the water bottle?
They're gonna do a thermo.
The thermal water bottle.
Thermal battle water.
Yeah, that one's really cool.
Yeah, that one is nice.
Yeah, I have that one at home.
The only thing you have to do is...
What do you have to do?
Tag people, man.
You got to tag?
Tag a friend or tag a... Try again.
Tag a friend or an authorized dealer. Got it.
Tag an authorized dealer. I'm not going to say, but you can tag 5-star.
Well, she has her place of employment on her Facebook page, and there you go.
And this giveaway is going to run until the 5th. so you still have time.
Oh, very nice.
You know, so, and that's a cool one. I have one. You have one, right?
Yeah. I was looking at it the other day because it's winter time now. So,
dude, this is awesome, man.
Yeah.
Morel is giving all the Christmas presents earlier.
Yeah.
So
yeah, good for them. Because we don't have
forget,
to do it.
Morel, hifi.com.
She called you a cutie, Sebastian. A person called you a cutie.
Or here on Instagram, Morel_America. Then.
What? Natasha called you cutie.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah? Oh, good. I got nothing else for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We hope you learned something. The reason for this, the reason why we made the iRTA2 was to make lives easier. And it's kind of what it's doing for us today. It's made our life easier. We know what we're going to have to deal with. We know what we're going to need to do in order to fix it. Which is nothing in this case, because all we're doing is adding a subwoofer. And our box is tuned rather high, so this thing's going to sound like $1 million. Yeah. What are we putting in? You guys know what we're putting in. P300, baby. Woo, yeah. Fits right underneath the back seat. It's going to sound great. We're going to go up the passenger side of the car. There's a hole here in the firewall that we can go through straight up. Our amplifier is right here in the kick. For you guys wondering why the iRTA was plugged in right here, because this is the factory radio. It's located right here. So that T-harness plugs right in. We don't have to cut anything. Life is great. And just unplug this. There we go. Now, the reason why we went with the Phoenix connector on here is because we're just going to leave this attached. We don't even have to take it off. We don't have to do nothing. I have a bunch of these. So we'll just throw this in the parts bin. And anytime we need to test it, we just plug this in and we're done. And Fernando's, whose this one is, this is Fernando's personal. He keeps it in this cool, what's up, Trouble? He keeps it right here in this cool little imitation Pelican case because he likes to feel special about this stuff.
I'm special.
So, anyways, this is his. So I'm just going to set it over here out of my way. He can deal with it later. And there you go. I declare yourself Mary Lou's #1 fan. Have a good rest of the weekend, guys. Yes, you too. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys tonight because it is Saturday. So we'll see you guys at 5 o'clock. Dude, let it go, man. Let it go. You have one glove on. Oh, you have both gloves on now. For a minute there was like a Michael Jackson thing going on. We'll see you guys later. Bye.